Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about our buys, sells, and dividends for the week of December 3rd through December 9th. Let's get it. So the first thing that we're going to go over is we're going to go over our dividends and our Fidelity crypto portfolio first. So as you guys can see for the dividends portion, this is on M1 Finance, just so you all know. You can see it basically says M1 Finance up here, M1 Plus. So for this week, we pretty much only got paid from Triple QY on here. So we did add a little bit, but only a small amount. So we got 472 from them on the 6th. And we did not get any dividends on Webull. So we're going to show you that right now. So if we click on the dividends tab here, you guys can see that the last dividend we got paid was from Clip at the end of last month. So no dividends there. And as for Robinhood, we got paid. So we'll go over here to our main Triple QY position. We got paid $45.29 on the 6th. And for the S&P version, which is JEPY, we got paid, as you can see here, $30.91. So that's definitely good. So basically looking at it, we got 472 plus 76.20 comes out to 80.92. And this is what we've made for this week. So that's pretty good. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the crypto portion before it kicks us out of our account because they have like a timer thing on here, I guess security measure or something. But as you guys can see on our crypto holdings, we do not have BCHG in our crypto holdings right now. And you guys are probably wondering, well, why is that? Well, it's pretty simple. We sold out of BCHG. We took a profit on the position. And the reason being is because, like we showed you guys in our previous Bitcoin analysis video, if you have not seen that, go check it out. And we'll actually leave it in the description for you guys below to check out if you're curious about it. But we did say that Bitcoin was starting to get overbought on the RSI, and that we think that Bitcoin could potentially, based on a bull pennant pattern that we saw on the weekly time frame, could potentially top out at 47,000 and then reverse. And as to where the support level is, we have to try to figure that out. But we think it's going to be somewhere between 30 to 38,000. That's a pretty big drop. So we basically, what we did is we said, okay, we don't want to sell LTCN because we got a price that we think it's not going to come back down to, because the most current support level for LTCN is roughly about $7 at the absolute bottom, which is still higher than our cost basis. So we told ourselves we're going to take some profit to hedge against the market dropping. In case we give back some of this profit, we'll at least have some locked in. So kind of our goal here is to basically just sit on the cash, not do anything with it, and wait for BCHG to come back down to our buy target, which is somewhere between 250 to 280 a share. So with that being said, you guys can see here we actually did take the profits here. You guys can see that we basically on the we'll get into the buys later, but we're just going to focus on the sells right now. So you guys can see we did buy HSEN, but here is the sells for the BCHG position. The last time that we bought BCHG was pretty far back. I can't even honestly see where that's at. It's been a while since we bought it from the look of it. So we've been holding this position for a minute, but if we go ahead and do the math real quick, you guys can see basically it's 1059.36 plus 603.75. So that comes out to 1,663.11. So basically, I got to pull up the spreadsheet here real quick, and one day I will be able to show you guys this once I get Excel downloaded on this computer, but it is on the old computer, unfortunately. At one point in time I will be able to show you guys all this history, but so it shows our profit is $893.81 for BCHG, and our cost basis was Okay, whoops, I did not mean to delete that. Actually, the cost basis was deleted, but it was somewhere around, I think, $770. I want to say it was $769.30, if I remember correctly. So that should come out pretty close. Oh yeah, so that's exact. So our cost basis was 769.30, and obviously that's the amount of money that we're sitting in cash on plus what we deposited. So 893.81 is the profit. So that covers the BCHG. And as you guys know, we did also take profit on ALT. You can see here $673.14. The reason why we're including this in this week's buy, sells, and dividends is because we did not do one of these videos last week. The reason being is because we were doing our dividend portfolio for the month. And so therefore we didn't do one of those videos. So we didn't get to include this. And the profit that we took on ALT was actually on the first of the month. So it was not included in the last month. So if you guys are wondering about that, that's why that is. So we have that. And there is also some other things. Well, before we get into that, let's skip back here to M1 real quick. We'll pop over here and I'll show you guys the buys on this. If I can get it to actually, I don't know why it does this. For some reason, it really takes a long time to actually process. They have like in-house clearing and stuff now, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but it takes longer than usual to actually upload a page. So let's see if I can find it. So here it is. So basically this week, we pretty much have been buying on this account, basically just USOI. As you guys can see, we have now 4.35 shares. Our cost base is $339. Our average share price is $77.80 on oil. So you guys can see we are slightly out of the money, but we took profit on this before, so we would actually be more out of the money if we didn't. But the current price of oil is just under $70. Now, why are we buying this? Well, we told you guys this before. If we click over here, the weekly, you saw this massive sell-off. We did tell you guys before we were bearish on oil, at least in the immediate short term. Oil needed to come down for CPI and inflation to come down. That's exactly what happened. But I did say that I think that we were going to have a major bounce off of this level right here, basically between 67 to 70. That bounce has not played out yet, but you guys can see it's major support over basically a multi-year time frame here. So kind of what I'm thinking is this thing's going to bounce and it's probably going to rip back up to, I would say, at least $82. And so we're basically just buying at support here on this position. Our cost basis before was $85, so we managed to reduce it by $8 a share basically over this last week. So that covers that. So with the BCHG position, we are basically just going to sit back and wait for it to hit support. We'll go over that in our crypto analysis video this week when we talk about it. But yeah, we're basically just going to sit on cash with this and not do much of anything until we see that buying opportunity. And we're considering adding some HZN too, because it's pretty close to our cost basis, as you can see here, but we don't really want to buy until it gets below that. So in terms of what we've bought on Robinhood, we basically just bought a bunch of Coney. We do think that Coinbase is probably going to have a pullback here shortly. When it's going to happen exactly, I don't know, but we're slowly averaging in. As you guys can see from the time that we bought, it actually has increased again, believe it or not. Coinbase was up on the day, I think like 7%. So you guys can see here the last few days, we basically just bought, like $40-50 a day or something like that for the last few days on Coney. Because basically we want to get to 10 shares, and then if the price drops quite a bit because Coinbase drops, then that's when we want to start averaging it even more at that point. So this is pretty much all that we've purchased on this platform. Haven't really bought anything else yet here. So now let's go over to the crypto platform. So there is also a few profits that we took on this particular portfolio. And again, this is not all of our crypto holdings. This is some of it, but not all of it. So we made $112.06 on IOTX, which is ticker symbol IOTX. We'll show you guys that in a minute. We also took $79.40 in profit on Jasmy and $35.39 in profit on Dogecoin. So as for the Dogecoin position, we basically just took all of the money off the table. We transferred it over to another account, and we're going to sit in cash on that position until Dogecoin comes back down to somewhere between 6 to 7 cents. That's kind of the goal. When that happens, we'll get back in. But if that does not happen and Dogecoin just keeps going higher, then we're basically just going to put the money into another position that we think has as much, if not more, upside. So with that being said, in terms of the total profits we're looking at for the month, including dividends, this is including dividends, or sorry, not for the month, for the week is $1,793.87. So let's, well, before I get into that, actually, there's one other thing I wanted to mention. So the profits and even some of the money that we made on these positions, we moved that into other altcoins. So basically, IODX, we had $500 in that position. We sold the entire thing, moved the money plus the profit basically into we moved it into Dash and we moved it into Filecoin. This amount in Filecoin is actually not all that we have. We have more than double this. It's just some is on is elsewhere, I should say. So with that being said, we did that, and we also purchased some Jasmy. So the profit that we took from ALT, we were initially going to put that into dividend paying stocks, but after taking a profit in Jasmy, we decided that instead of just DCA&M, we were just going to buy back into Jasmy because we think Jasmy has massive, I would say at least 50 to 60x potential in the next bull run, and that's being conservative. I would say 50 to 60x is definitely possible. So we did that, and we also bought a small amount of Engine Coin because we wanted to reduce our cost basis on that as well. So we basically put a lot of the money into these 4 coins right here, as you can see. So we're going to get into those transactions right now. So you can see Filecoin is moving up, which is good. We literally bought in right before it started moving up. So these are our buys right here. You can see that we bought Filecoin basically right here. We split some of the profit and the money that we had in these positions and put them into Filecoin, or from the positions that we took profit on, I should say, and the ALT trade. So we did not take any profit on Filecoin, but as you guys can see, we have been buying Filecoin for a while. Looks like the last time we sold Filecoin was back here. So yeah, not seeing any sells. We'll take a look at this transaction right here. So yeah, as you guys can see, this one's pretty old. This was basically from back at the start of the year. I think we took profit earlier in the year on this position, but this was long before we even created this YouTube channel, as you guys can see. So there's that. You guys can see the buys there. So we'll go on to the next one. Take a look at Engine Coin. So we're going to click over real quick. And as you guys can see, we did add a decent amount here. It looks like we added $35 here. So yeah, we had I think like maybe a buy or two earlier this month. Oh no, that was back in April. Okay, so we only had 2 buys this month on this. But you guys can see there's pretty long history here. The last time we actually sold Engine Coin was back here. And then we bought some more Engine Coin. So yeah, this was also back in February. So we've had this position for quite some time too. So, okay, so we're going to go back. Now we'll take a look at Jasmy. And a lot of these positions, we haven't updated the cost basis yet for these, but I think in Jasmy, we have like somewhere around 800. Filecoin, we have like something like 2,000 or something like that. I want to say Engine's like $800 or $900. And I forget what the other one is. We'll look at that in a minute. But yeah, as you guys can see, we sold right here. So Our cost basis was 600. We took the 79.47, and profit, as we told you guys before, this was on the 6th. And then we basically added the money that we made from ALT right here, which was slightly more than we made. And then we've just been DCAing in to this position pretty much throughout this week. So that's the Jasmy. And we're going to go back real quick. Oh, yeah, and Dash, that's the other one we have. So, yeah, Dash, I think we have like something like maybe 12 or 1300 in Dash. I'll have to update it and let you guys know about that later. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more than what we had before, and our current cost basis on this is roughly about 35.5 bucks. So we're pretty close to break even, as you guys can see. It would be nice if Dash went back up to the all-time high of 1500 bucks. That'd be amazing. So yeah, as you guys can see here, we bought a lot of Dash. We kind of put quite a bit of money into it from our cash positions previously and some of the profits. We did not sell any Dash for quite some time. I'm trying to see where the last time that we actually sold was. It's all the way back here. So this was the last time that we bought after a sell. This was basically back in April. It was several months before we started this channel. So we take a look at the buys here. That's back in July. That was a while ago. Also in July. So the most recent one was December 6th, and then we took some of our previous position and put it in also on that same day. So pretty good week overall, I would say. To be honest, I was kind of a little surprised that we made this much this week. I wasn't expecting that to happen, and the S&P's at almost 4,700 too. Pretty crazy, but anyways, this is our buys, sells, and dividends for the week. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Let us know how you guys are doing in your trades and dividends. If you guys are bullish, making money, increasing your dividends, that's kind of pretty cool stuff to leave a comment about. So anyways, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.